Welcome back to Rock Reacts. We got a new MAPHRA song out. It's just dropped. So excited. I don't know the song, but welcome MAPHRA squad. If you're in the house, let me know in the comments below. We're going to get into this now because I've never heard this song. I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm always like intrigued and kind of wondering, what is MAPHRA going to bring to the party? We already know certain things about her technique that she generally uses. So we're going to see if that's in here. Is she bringing some other techniques into the table here? Because she brings little bits and pieces of all sorts of different things in here. So I'm excited to see what she's sprinkling in this. Imagine, oh, because look at that. Wow, she's looking right at the camera. She usually doesn't do that. But man, look at that. That is the face of success, isn't it? So let's get into this. That's my dog, Nala. Say hello to her, but not too loud because she's sleeping. So hopefully I don't wake her up. I am a professional singer and a professional vocal coach. So I'm probably going to stop this. I'm going to analyze her vocals, try to demonstrate some of the stuff, and hopefully we learn a few things as we're doing this. And hopefully we have some fun. Let's check it out. Wait a minute. That comes in straight away. I was like, did I do something wrong? No. It just comes in straight away because I have it there at 0, 0. Yes. That shocked thou, because I was like, what did I f up this time? Well, that's weird. It's like kind of a shape of it looks like a body running on her blouse there. But okay. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Hey, when I do that, I'm pinching and it pinch too small. Okay. Salt-stained eyes, everything's black and white. I'm lost in the gray. Move back in, just like you thought I might. Guess I'm here to stay. Wherever I go, there you are. How does it feel breaking my neck? If this is kill or be killed, I'm already dead. I'd scream for hope, but it don't exist. There's no way out, 'cause if this is kill or be killed, I'm already dead. Whoa. There's a lot going on there, man. In the beginning part where it's kind of subtle, you can hear is a little bit of vocal fry coming in on some of those parts. But I think the main part is when she kicks into that distortion, that is that classic MAPHRA technique of just this massive like open throat. And we'll get into that, but let's go back to just the beginning. I just want to hear like so the beginning is just kicks straight in, like just kicks me in the face like straight away. Salt-stained eyes, everything's black and white. On black and white. So she adducts the vocal folds and pushes in a little bit to that. Everything's black and white. There's a little bit of vocal fry, tiny little bit. Why? A little more kind of like, yeah, it's just tiny bit. I'm lost in the gray. So there, like that's this. I'm lost in the gray. This is this. I'm lost in the gray. Really, she's shifting from this kind of like kind of, closed and kind of small, keeping it there, and then just this open sound. Just like you thought I might. right? Just like you thought I might. It's kind of, oh, it's in this place here. Oh, it's kind of small in there. Yeah. And then. So that wasn't, because it stay, the vowel, not as open. I need to stay. Rather stay. She's kind of closed down the vowel a bit. Stay. Little bit more like that. Not as drastic as that, but. Wherever I go, there you are. How does it feel breaking my neck? If this is kill or be killed, I'm already dead. Scream. I gotta go back. Like that. This is what that part where she just. That's like signature MAPHRA. You'd know, like, okay, even if you just played that little tiny, like, right here, just like on this, right here. If you just played this, right there, you go, who is that? And like, if you never heard the song before, which I mean, I haven't heard the original song, which I must listen after. This is, I should have mentioned at the beginning, it's Jules Kill or Be Killed. Way to go, Jim. That should have been at the beginning. So you would know that that's her. And why is that? It's this particular tone that she has in her voice. It's just that signature thing. So if you're curious about how to get this in your own voice, like how to learn the most important things about becoming a great singer, I have a free course, Kickstart Your Voice, down below. It's absolutely free. Check that out if you're interested in becoming a much better singer. And you can do that within a week. You can become a better singer just by learning the stuff that's in there, and it's absolutely free. Go check it out if you wish, if the spirit moves you. Let's get back to this, because this part here, I want to kind of allude to what she's doing here. Shifting to this, right? So it says, kill or be killed, I'm already done. Moving to that really open, I'm already done. You can hear how like this, how like open everything is with that. It's like, it's open in this kind of, the way people think about it, oh, like this, oh, it's like an operatic sound. Done! Like it's kind of operatic because it's this openness and this depth to it. Kill or be killed, I'm already dead. So if you think like this, I'm already dead. Like this. Oh, I don't know if you can hear the guitars ringing because this is super loud in here when you put some force into it. And this is something that you have to use some abdominal support. So support is such a key thing to singing. If you know, that's also in the free course there. I teach you how to use your support correctly. There's a lot of different ways people teach support, and this is a way that you probably have never heard before. And it's really the way that like it's taught in the classical school. Support is not about pushing, it's about a steady flow of air. But I get into that in the course there. But let's go back to it, because she's using a lot of that openness to get that depth of that sound. But when she puts in that distortion, already done, it adds that kind of little brightness to it. It adds that little kind of edge to it. It doesn't just sound like already done. It's not going like that, but that's under that. You can hear that. I'd scream for hope, but it don't exist. There's no way out. Even in there, no way out. What did she say there again? Let's see, what was it? Don't exist. There's no way out. There's no way out. You can hear that. Oh, that's kind of under there. She like kind of keeps that. Oh, that. shape in a lot of it, not everything, as I was saying before. Sometimes it's like a little smaller, like this. No way out. You know, it's the change in the vocal tract to get these different tones. You hear that? Dad! It's like duh. Dad! There's that depth to it that makes it so full and like yeah. I can see knowing you're watching me while my eyes are closed. No one sees the way that you've been talking to me when we're alone. Woo. Yeah, so there, that was so cool at the end right there when I cut it off. Wow. You see how she's changing the shape so drastically between different, so let's go, on this, like she keeps this openness throughout this whole thing, which is so difficult to do, because as you're putting force in, as you're putting this, what a lot of people would refer to as support, which is pushing it. It's not pushing. It's not. Go check that course out. If you think it's pushing, it's not. But when she's pushing into it, it's hard to keep the throat open. That's why what she does is so hard. Like, I mean, it takes a lot of practice to keep this open. But listen to the way she does this. When we're alone. Okay, so when I cracked on that, because there's this delicate balance between pushing and keeping the throat open and all this sort of stuff, where like if you do one of the things wrong, pushing too much or closing down the throat or not raising the soft palate, there's so many things that could go wrong and cause a crack. And obviously I did one of those, probably pushing, trying to show off for my dog, who was there sleeping through all of this noise, horrible noise. It's crazy. But yeah, to keep that through that. So what I would suggest if I was training myself on this, I would say keep that openness throughout that. Don't push so much at first. I would say when we're alone. So not trying to push the distortion into it just yet. Maintain that openness. And if you tried that yourself, alone, it's really hard to maintain that. It's like I have to fight to keep like just inside. I'm thinking like I'm like keep that open like alone. See, and cracked again because I pushed a bit too much. Where it gets a little tricky. Takes practice, these things. It takes you kind of repetition. Anyway, you got to do it a bunch of times. So in that, there you are. See how that wherever I go, there you are. Shifting it from wherever I go, there you are, to down here. There you are. And that rattling, that distortion comes from, I would suggest that that's probably around more the arytenoid cartilage, which is all part of the material that's above the true vocal folds. So, that's true vocal folds making noise. And then, that noise that you hear. If you just breathe. Because I'm trying to put like no vocalization through it. If you kind of like think of like a These noises are incredibly annoying, I'm sure, but I'm trying to say that is false folds. That's the higher false fold region. It's kind of has a kind of a higher tone to it. And then down there, that's the lower stuff, the bigger stuff, because it kind of gets thinner and smaller as it goes up. So those thinner materials vibrate at a higher frequency, so they sound brighter and shimmier. And then when you get down lower, it's like those kind of. But it's very important if you're practicing any of this stuff, you're goofing around like you're doing this with me. If you ever feel a little tickle or you feel like I have to cough, then you're probably getting it down too close to your true folds. And those are just tiny little things. They're as thick as your fingernail, right? And they're just tiny little things. So if you irritate those, you'll feel like this cough come on, or you feel a tickle or something like that. Then it's time to go, oh, hey, like regroup and go, okay, that's no, don't do that. Whatever I've just done, I'm doing it wrong. And I need to regroup and figure it out a little bit differently. Try to keep any rattling above that. And it's hard to play around with these sensations, but if you think of like sticking your tongue out, like, you feel like kind of that, that's noise that's kind of coming from above the vocal folds. So if you kind of like think of doing a sit up, or you just like kind of lean forward really quickly with your tongue out, then I know it's annoying, isn't it? You're annoying. Stop. You talk too much. I know. I love you. Anyway, let's get back to this.
How does it feel? Breaking my neck.
Hear that? No. It's nuck. It's like nuck. Another word is neck, but I'm not going neck. Neck. Oh, look, she's having a dream. The puppy. I can hear her. Can you hear her? She's like, whoop, 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 whoop. She's obviously having a horrible nightmare with all these sounds. But sorry, puppy. Oh, she heard that.
You can run, but I'll find you. No one knows you like I do.
Did you hear that transition between those two, right? This is an incredible like demonstration of the shaping of the vocal track. Going from this wide open, I do, kind of bringing that stuff kind of forward. But what's happening when we do that? I do. There's something happening there that's like, okay, what causes it to be this forward sound and thin sound? I'll get into that in a second.
No one knows you like I do. You can run, but I'll find you. I'll make you hurt just like I do. They'll see my work when they find you. How does it feel breaking my neck?
Okay, fairness. In fairness, I thought the music was going to kick back in. How does it feel breaking my do? But it didn't. This is like a kind of a relaxation point for those people who were mesmerized by this part here. She's like doing this kind of death growl.
You can run, but I'll find you.
You can't run, but I'll find you. Like really open it up. You can't run, but I'll find you. Yo. It's kind of a. I could do that more vocally, like vocally. You can't run, but I gotta close it up, or I can back off a little bit of air. You can't run, but I'll find you. You can't run. You hear the difference? A little bit of. You can't run, but I'll find you. So there's variations you can do with just kind of dialing in where am I constricting and letting loose in my pharyngeal space. This is all in your throat. That's the pharynx.
I'll make you hurt just like I do. They'll see my work when they find you.
Oh, it goes up and they find you. They find you. You. They find you. So, like, it's really hard to get up in that kind of that. Find you. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of tweaking to get that sort of.
They'll see my work when they find you.
Find you. They find you. They find you. They find you. It's kind of hard to. Well, for me, it's hard. Okay, because I don't do a lot of distortion stuff, right? I kind of focus more on a little bit, but not, not too. I don't focus too much on that. There's a lot of other guys that like can do this a lot better. That's why, because there's a lot of guys that teach this and they do it great. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'll teach people how to sing efficiently and improve their voice, especially as they get older. Because I'm quite a bit older than most humans, right? So like I'm 105. She went into that. Yeah, that was a little break in, man. So you have to when you're doing this stuff and you're like me and you're going, Jesus Christ, he's cracking all over. Like, of course, yeah, you have to be willing to let that crack. You have to be break in my neck. You have to kind of be willing to goof around with that cracking thing. I'm sure you've heard it, like a lot of vocal coaches would talk about, find that crack and play around with that crack. I don't know why I said that. That's not what I meant. But let's get back into this. Shh. Wow. Wow. Right, that was incredible. My God, I know. Sorry for all the crappy noises in there, but like you got to be able to experiment. You got to be willing to just play around with your voice and sometimes sound ridiculous and even stupid. And yes, that proves that I'm not even afraid to sound stupid in front of all of you gorgeous people. So thanks for watching Rock Reacts. I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to join my free course, Kickstart Your Voice, down below in the comments. Link is in the description. Take care. Thank you. Love you. Bye.